Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're painting my rear bumper. We installed it a couple days ago, so now we're just gonna paint it up. It's been on the car for a little bit, so we're gonna have to like wipe it down, clean it all up and stuff like that. We actually, like I said in the video of installing this stuff, we actually bought a compressor and paint guns, so not just rattle canning like we do like Andrew's car or we did my wing. We're gonna actually spray paint it with a spray gun. We've never actually done this before, so we're kind of nervous and we're learning ourselves, but we're gonna try our best to make it perfect and teach you guys the tricks we know that we've been told and try them out and stuff like that. So let's get into taking off this bumper and then setting up the paint booth and then painting this up. Alright guys, so we got all the underneath of the car done. We jacked it up, got the stuff off. So now we're just going to take the stuff off where the trunk is, and then it's pretty much the bumper should be off. We didn't get all the clips on this because we just mocked it up, so there weren't that many clips. We're just going to take the clips out of the trunk, and then yeah, in theory it should come off. Alright guys, so we got the bumper off. So we're going to pull the car out. Alright, so the bumper's off. So we're just going to pull the car out and then clean up the bumpers and when they get into paint. Alright guys, so it's a couple hours later now. We've had the heater running for a couple hours just to kind of warm up the shop because it is kind of cold out right now. And we just pretty much want it to be as warm as possible. Not too warm, but just warm enough that obviously it's just not freezing cold. So right now Andrew's putting together the paint booth. It's just a little bit of cup of wood and a 4 square. It's nothing too fancy, but anything's better than nothing. We really don't have much things we care about in the shop, so we're not really concerned about that. We just kind of want overspray if we don't have to. So we're gonna build a little square box, put a couple sheets up. It's not gonna look like fancy like other YouTubers or anything fancy. We're just trying to get it done and so we can paint. So yeah, we'll put you on the tripod and we'll show you the time lapse of us putting this thing together and yeah.
So we're taking off that bumper. We actually did remove the mesh, the front mesh. Here, let me take you to the back. We removed the front mesh off the front bumper here. It was just a bunch of these little screws here, and it came off pretty easy. So that way we can just paint that separately. We're obviously gonna probably just paint this whole thing black. So paint that and paint the chrome here, and then do these little fog light cover things too. They actually came off because they were just held by like an epoxy. I guess it didn't stay on very well, so we're just gonna paint those black separately also. And we're gonna paint the diffuser part of the rear bumper black as well. So yeah, let's get into the rear bumper, just taking off that rear diffuser, and then we'll get to spraying. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so as you can see behind me, it just looks like a kid's pillow for it. It's kind of sick, to be honest. The inner kid in us is kind of sick, but we upgraded the paint booth and we went a totally different route. Originally, we were just gonna go with just like wood like we have here, and then just have a other L shape here. But instead we decided to go all the way to the roof with sheets because all these sheets just don't matter. All the stores are closed right now because it's actually Canada Thanksgiving, so we couldn't go get like plastic or anything. So we're just using old sheets that no one cares about, and we're just gonna use that as overspray. Goes all the way to the roof like you guys see. And honestly, we think that this is going to be a lot better than just the wood. Obviously, it'll cover more overspray, and it was just easier to put up. It's a couple zip ties and staples. So yeah, so the paint booth is done. We're gonna get into prepping the bumpers for paint, and then we'll get into spraying the adhesive and primer and then paint.
Alright guys, so the first step to painting, we have all this stuff here. The first step is the stuff that makes it so you put on plastic is for plastic, so bumpers, anything like that that's not metal. You put this on so the paint will stick to it. This important step, they said, is to make sure you have this on it, because if you don't, honestly the whole paint job won't even work because it will not stick. The paint won't stick to the bumpers. So we have it in the gun. So we're gonna go practice. This is our first time ever using our paint gun, so we're gonna practice on a piece of cardboard or something like that just to try and get the gun to the right setting. And yeah, let's get into trying painting.
Alright guys, so it is the next day. It got a little late on us last night, and we also were a little unprepared. We couldn't find a mask anywhere, so we tried to do it without it, but now we found one. We just got it at Napa. It was like 65 bucks, so it was a little pricey, but it's worth it in the end because we're not going to get gassed out here today. So Josh is going to be wearing that. I'll probably just be stuck with a Rona mask, but that's whatever. And we're going to get to priming. Obviously let that dry for a little bit. Probably give it like an hour or two just to make sure that it dries. Sand off the gritty pieces, and then we'll get to paint. For the primer, just so you guys know, it is 50-50. So if you're putting 50% primer, you have to put the equal amount of the other stuff that we got from Napa. So yeah, let's just pick it up. I'll pick it up when Josh is spraying. Alright guys, so we got the primer in the gun. Josh is masked up. We're gonna get the spray in. And yeah, so the compressor's on. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now. We're gonna get to spraying the primer. I'm definitely doing this unsafely, but Napa only had one mask, so if I really need to go, the garage is open, so I'll just go out there. So yeah, let's get into Josh spraying down the bumpers with primer. So I had to go outside because the fumes in there was too bad. This mask obviously isn't going to do anything to paint. Everyone should know that, but I just thought I'd get some clips. So this is going to be my first impressions of the front bumper being primed. It's obviously not dry or anything, and Josh isn't done, but I'm just going to get my first impression of seeing what it looks like. So guys, it's obviously still pretty cloudy in here. It's pretty bad still, but Josh did a pretty good job for first time painting. If you see how this looks, I don't know if you guys can really see, but it looks pretty dang good. And so yeah guys, it's looking pretty good. Here, we'll show you guys a little better. Way smoother than a spray can, I'll tell you that much. Obviously he's going to need more in certain spots, and he's going to probably go over the whole thing again. But it looks pretty dang good if I do say so myself.
Alright guys, so it's the next day. I've had the heater going for a couple hours now. We're going to be getting into painting. We let the primer sit overnight, pretty much just to reassure that it's dry and stuff like that. And it was kind of getting a little late on us, so we just decided to do it today because we wanted better sunlight so we could see our painting. You don't have to wait this long for primer. You can literally just wait like an hour to 2 hours and it'll be like pretty much dry and you can paint. So this is what they're looking like. They're looking really nice and smooth. Obviously we're still going to sand them and stuff like that. But honestly, the primer turned out really well, and I also already started bagging this one up. But if you look at it, the primer looks amazing. I'm super happy with the way it came out. There's a couple little speckles of overspray type thing on them, which I'm fine with because obviously we're sanding it. I just hope I can master that when we're actually painting it. I hope I can just don't get any of that, but it's super smooth, surprisingly. It's nothing like rattle can primer and stuff like that. It's way different, and like I said, we're learning, so we're not experts. So if we're doing something wrong, just let us know in the comments for next time. Hopefully they turn out well, because obviously this is my car, my daily, and I need these on my car sooner than later. So yeah, we're gonna get taping up around the fog lights, because I'm gonna be obviously painting all this around black. I don't know if I'm probably gonna paint it, because obviously I primed it yesterday just because like I'm gonna be spray painting it anyways, or painting it, I don't know yet. But that's why I primed that. And other than that, we're just gonna tape around that. I don't really care about the middle because obviously I took the inside middle out and that doesn't even matter. So we're just gonna get into taping around those, and then yeah, we're gonna get right into painting. So we're done sanding them all down, prepping them all up. I decided not to tape where the lights are. We're just gonna not try and go in there. We're just gonna try this, and then because we're gonna paint it black anyway, so if there's a little bit of white there, it's fine. So we mix up the paint. So using this cup, they give you the ratios. So for this paint one we did, we used this one there, which is the 4:1 ratio thing on there, and it tells you like pretty much this is like you just buy it at any paint store. Pretty much just tells you what you use for the paint. So like 4, you'd go there. Sorry, they're backwards. This cup's like messed up. I don't know why they're like that, but it goes 4, and then you go to the other 4 because you're gonna use 1 reducer, and then you use 2 hardener. So you go to like the 5 line. So pretty much that's the paint can. This is the full reducer right there, and then this is the hardener that you put in to mix in. We've never painted before, like I said multiple times, so we're not really sure. And I've watched different videos, and they use different supplies for this. So this is where we got our paint. We got our paint at Napa, and this is what they told us to use, this stuff. And we don't need any clear coat for this paint. Single stage paint. So apparently you don't need any clear coat. It just comes out shiny, and in theory it should be fine then. So we're gonna just start spraying and seeing what it looks like. Alright guys, so it's a couple days later now. The paint's all dry. We let it sit for a long time. We finished up the black accents. Honestly, it looked amazing. So now we're just going to install them on the car. Hopefully the paint looks the same as this paint. Obviously going to be a little bit different because obviously this paint's been on the car for years and this is fresh paint. So hopefully it's close enough so you can't really tell. But let's get into putting the front bumper on the car.
Alright guys, so we got the front bumper on. It looks really good. The paint is pretty close to match, but obviously this paint is 8 years old and this paint is about a week. So it looks a little different. Now we're going to get into installing the rear bumper. This would be a lot easier if it wasn't pouring rain outside because everything's wet on the car. But we're going to have to bear with it and we're going to have to get it on. So yeah, let's just get into installing this rear bumper.
Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took us about 3 days to do all the painting and everything like that. It was a very long video. The longest video it ever took us to do. It's a couple like about a week later, I'd say. We wanted to finish this video up later on just to make sure the paint was good, because we didn't want to like do all this work and then the paint be shitty and then make a video about it. So honestly, the paint turned out very well. We'll show you clips after this. We'll do like a little montage to show you guys how the paint looks. Honestly, we are very happy with the quality of the paint. For our first time painting, there was like no really mess ups or anything like that. The only thing is, as you probably saw in the video, the back bumpers aren't as close as I would like, but it's not too bad. Like obviously, like it won't be 100% perfect match because like I didn't blend it in with the car. But honestly, for first time painting, it's not that off. The front bumper, you can't even tell that it's really different. The rear bumper, sometimes in the lighting, if it's really bright, sometimes you can notice it. But other than that, turned out perfectly. There was no runs, no nothing. The bumpers aren't 100% done yet. I still have to like finish the black and everything like that. But other than that, they turned out amazing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video and everything like that. Also check us out on Motor Element. If you're buying anything on there, use code SBOYS for 15% off your purchase. Also check us out on our socials, SBOYS_TV for Instagram, TikTok, everything like that. And yeah guys, see you guys in our next video.